Good evening, my children of the night, and welcome back to the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. I played this a long time ago, so I can say that. And right off the bat, you guys probably noticed something different about me. I'm wearing a hat. But yeah, it's not really much of an April Fool's joke, but I thought I would show my real self just this one time. See what everybody... I mean, everybody kind of already saw me before when I played the Metal Gear Solid series. It really sucks because I wanted to just wear my hat, but the headphones make it hard for me. Alrighty. Let's go ahead. Wow, this really was too... Why was that on the left side? No, it's this... Sorry, the sound effects is coming through the left side for some reason. It's very jarring. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the fourth game. One of my favorites of this collection, actually. Does this not have stereo? What is that sound? Something ain't right here. There's no settings or anything. Okay, let me try just resetting the game. This is... Wow, this is very jarring. Okay, how do I exit the game? Nice, Konami, you don't even put like a kill switch in your own game. No, my headphones work just fine. Let's pull this up. Oh, there we go. I think. Yep, there we go. I have no idea what that was. That was weird. Very weird. Okay, let's hope the game sounds good for everybody. Oh, I didn't want to play this one. I wanted to play the bloodier version. Oh, I forgot you had to use the start button a long time ago to select things. Ooh. Still getting like a little bit of crackling. I don't know what that's about. Okay, testing. Maybe turn it up just a little bit. A little bit more. Another little more. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear any crackling in the back. Hopefully you can't. It's where it just has this occasional crackling sound. I don't think it's my headphones, though. I don't know, if it gets too bad, I'll figure something out. I could always just play it on my Switch. Okay. Also, I think that the pic chat is working now, I think. Okay, there we go. Alright, why did I start playing this? I don't know, because I felt like it. Don't judge me. Hey, Darian, what's up? Oh no, it's TGD. No! What? No! Fuck! No! There. Alright, here we go. Yeah, Darian, even you gotta admit that little whip animation is badass. Yeah, all the other games had this game to thank for that. Using Facecam today, I see. Yes. April Fools, I'm not being Drek today. Well, technically I am him, but... Okay. I really wish you joined me today, Darian, because I wanted to play with another Castlevania aficionado and try to rub in your face how cool this game is. So you can't do the friggin' moonwalk in any other games. This is like the only game where you can do that. How cool is that? It's one thing I gotta agree with you on the sub-weapons and how supposedly you won't really use them. I will agree, the knife really sucks in this game. But come on, when was the knife actually useful in any of the games, aside from the Metroidvania ones? Ow, crap. Actually, I think Cynthia the Knight was pretty useful. Mostly because you got the rapid fire. I love that. I love that a lot. I personally love the whip sound from the English version, though. Oh, I didn't mean to get that. Crap. Wow, I'm doing horrible. I didn't mean to do that either. This doesn't have the rewind feature. I know a lot of people aren't crazy about the colors either, but it makes everything pop in a different way. This game has kind of like a... It kind of has like a three-dimensional feel to it, if that makes any sense. See, I used a sub-weapon. My whip couldn't do that. I mean, I could, but I don't think I would have gotten that far. Ah, my bad, I forgot the Simon could moonwalk. This game is now a 10 of 10. Yeah, exactly, man! This was before Moonwalker was a thing. I mean, the game. Pretty sure. And I love the whip swinging. They brought that back in Harmony of Despair, but I don't know, it felt better here. But yeah, in the American version, the US version, I feel like the whip had a more forceful sound to it. It's just got that satisfying crack. Ooh. Man, oh man, I didn't want that, but whatever. It's got the satisfying crack that 64 and Legacy of Darkness have. I'm sorry, but I literally would play Simon's Quest 5 times before I play this again, LL. Wow, dude. What is that? Why you didn't want to join me tonight? Even though you're not the one playing it? If I can, I'll try to get through this game in one night. Ow. Just for head. I gotta get my groove back. Let me put my desk up a little bit. You guys can still see me. Oh, that Minecraft McDonald's ad. That's such nightmare fuel. You know what's even worse? Apparently in the Nintendo version of Minecraft, they made a, I don't want to say it's a mod, but it's like a reskin from the frigging movie. It's like, really? I think I'd rather play the Hello Kitty one than play that. Oh, I didn't want that. Whatever. I keep forgetting where all the items are. I think those are skeletal horses out there, and that's kind of cool. Which would make sense for this boss. I do get nervous with the stairs a little bit, though. Because the ones going down, all you have to do is just keep pressing the direction, you'll go down. But in the other games, you have to go and press down. Ow. Yeah. Nah, I mean, I can probably join partway through the stream here soon. Partway? Well, you better hurry up before... What, are you gonna, like, join me at the better parts? Come on, dude. Come on, you gotta admit that this is cool. I freaking love this. We're going on an adventure! You think it's easy just to get to Dracula's castle? Granted, I'm not a fan of the caves or the dungeon either, but yeah, there are a whole bunch of enemies here in this graveyard too. There are hands that'll sexually harass you, spiders, grassmen. Freaking love this music. There's also a remix of this song that I really like too. There's evil hedgehogs here. Porcupines, I don't know. Guess I didn't go fast enough. Oh. Dude? Okay, I'll put you out of your misery, don't worry. Now, see, this is normally the part where the run ends for me. Good lord, dude. You are so impatient. We got freaky zombies. With a sound that kind of, ow, terrified me as a kid. Got the plant thing here, the Yoon. We wouldn't have that in the other Castlevania games if we didn't have this one. Ooh, we got frogs. Once again, wouldn't have them if we didn't have this game. There we go. Great. Or Froggy. I will say though, it does feel like the sub-weapons were downgraded a little bit. Because I feel like, unless the hedgehog guys were supposed to be strong, I feel like I could have taken him out with like one axe. Also, Castlevania Bloodlines did something like this, where they went to a whole bunch of different areas, had like really long segments and mini bosses, and nobody complained about that. And also, this might just be me, but I really like that a sub-weapon is on a completely separate button. I can't tell you how many times I fucked myself because I accidentally hit up something. It's a Medusa with boobs! A claw. No, it's literally called that in the manual, the claw. No! Fuck! It's gonna be one of them days. And no, those are not carrots. Those are straight up spikes. This game loves spikes. You got my cross back. Get another life? Holy crap. Oh, you're friggin'. Get out of here. Don't make me call you HR. I'll go to your higher up. Yeah, Dracula, your minion sexually harassed me. He grabbed me where I did not give him consent. Oh, I guess I'll have to dock his pay then. Also, I love how they put the title up there, in case you forgot what you were playing. I think that's actually supposed to show the destination where I'm going, not how far I've gone, because I just now got to the cave-looking area. Yeah, the music here is nice and peaceful, but ultimately this isn't exactly my favorite place. The cavemen. The caveman! They're the sheriff. No! Oh my, why do I keep doing that? I mean, granted, I didn't know that the friggin' axe was there. It's been a long time, but it still kills me inside. So glad they got rid of that in Rondo of Blood. Seriously. Alright, have me join in. Okay. Alright. Yeah, don't complain about Bloodlines because they did it better. How did they do it better? What, because the challenge was better? Okay, you better get ready then. Okay, here comes Darian soon. Ready then. Darian, you Castlevania 4 hating son of a bitch. What are you doing?
What was that?
You heard me. Yeah, Castlevania 4 hating son of a
Hater?
skeleton.
Naysayer?
Yes. Also, why is there an echo?
Oh, because I got the microphone close to the laptop.
Oh, okay, hang on.
I had to turn it down.
Let me... Okie dokie. Share screen. It's not going to be in 60 frames. I trust that isn't a problem.
No, it's yeah.
Okay, let's turn the chat thing down a little bit. All right, back to business. Darian's here. Let's start the fight, shall we?
Yeah, by this point, this is normally the part of the game where I'd be checked out.
Why? Too boring?
And also, this stage, I think I mentioned this at one point, that this stage is eerily similar to the cave stage from Chronicles.
Well, that's probably what inspired it, because that game came out way after this one, didn't it?
Yeah, sure. that came out after Symphony of the Night.
It borrowed a lot of stuff from Castlevania 4. It borrowed the
some of the enemy sprites, some of the sprite assets are taken from 4.
Yeah. But like a lot of the stages too, like the area before the Tower of Dolls.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, agree on that. Hold on, I gotta just turn this down a little bit.
So why are you playing the Japanese version?
Because there is blood and boobage.
Oh, that's right.
And they're not.
Because yeah, I do agree that the whip sound effect from the US version's better.
Yeah.
It just sounds more metallic.
But at least they're not afraid to call a cross across.
Not a boomerang.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is a boomerang, but you get it. I don't know if you read the booklet for Castlevania 4, but when it goes to the rosary doesn't even have a name. It just says what it does. There's no title or anything. Yeah, that shows how good they are censoring things, doesn't it?
Yeah, gotta love it.
Damn it, get back here, mini-me. I know.
I mean, I said it during the Monster Hunter stream that it's not a bad game. It's my least favorite, and that's mostly just because I find it to be a little bit on the easy side, and mostly just because the first half of the game is such a slog. I do think that the later half, like when you get to Dracula's Castle, I think that's when the game picks up. And if the game had that kind of energy for most of the game, then yeah, I'd probably rank it higher. But the fact is, I just struggle. Like, I struggle to sit through the first half just because I'm so bored. I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
Well, I mean, the first half has its challenges too. Like, I don't like this area mostly because the higher you go up, the more dangerous it becomes, because even though you could clearly see the bottom, you were just there. You fall, you still die. I never liked that about any of the Castlevania games. It's like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
Right, that somehow there's a pit down there.
Yeah. It's like, what happened? The screen killed me. But yeah, I know a lot of people complain like the music doesn't have the same energy, but I don't know, it's got some energy. Maybe it's not like banging like the older games, but it's definitely got that.
It's a weird. Here's the weird thing about it. It's because like with Castlevania 64, I love Castlevania 64, and like I praise that game's soundtrack for having like more mellow, more kind of like more ambience to it. And that's kind of like what's going on here. They want to have it be a little bit more mellow and ambient sounding, but I don't really think it works for this game because it's a traditional Castlevania. It's meant to be challenging and high octane. I don't really feel like it's bad enough, because my main complaint with this game is that it's too slow and that there's not enough enemies on screen and that you're kind of just walking a lot of the time with a lot of dead air. So you have dead air with mellow music, and it just makes you tired and makes you just want to shut the game off. I'm just like, I don't want to continue this. I'm getting tired.
Oh boy.
It's different with Castlevania 64, because with Castlevania 64, like I don't know, like that game, you kind of walk into it with the expectation that you're going to be exploring stuff. You're kind of the whole atmosphere of that game is creepy. Like you're playing like it's very Resident Evil coded. Kinda.
Yeah, a lot of it's Resident Evil inspired. From the doors.
So that's the kind of
puzzles.
expectation you get, and most of the music is like that anyway. So you kind of expect that with Castlevania 64, is that you're gonna get more ambient soundtracks, more mellow soundtracks. But with this though, especially coming off of, Simon's theme, that really iconic epic music that you just heard, you come off of that and you think, oh, the rest of the game's gonna sound like that, and no, it's not. The next two stages have mellow music. And it's not bad, but it's just that it's like when you have that combined with the slow gameplay, at least, again, in my opinion, I think it's slow, it just doesn't help. I don't think it helps in this game's case. And it makes for a situation where after I'm done with the first two stages, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to play a different game.
Damn, dude. What, you don't like a little bit of jazz here playing in the background when you're killing monsters? Ow.
I think it's one of the Dracula stages, or one of the castle. Yeah, one of the castle stages has a theme.
Fuck.
And I've compared it to the Teen Titans theme, because it vaguely sounds like it.
Wait, in this game?
Yeah, in this game, when we get to Dracula's castle, there's gonna be a track that vaguely sounds like the Teen Titans theme.
Oh. I didn't hear it before, so let me know.
It's the track that goes. It's the one that goes. Dun, 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 dun,
oh, like the second area. Come on, dude. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's
and it vaguely sounds a little bit like the Teen Titans theme because of that. Just that one part. Just the one part where it goes. Dun, 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 dun.
Come on. I haven't really watched the Teen Titans that much, unfortunately. I haven't watched it.
I saw it on and off as a kid, but it wasn't my favorite show to watch just because of how more grounded it was and how much more realistic it looked. I wasn't really a fan of like superhero shows. I wasn't a fan of like the more desaturated, like mature, grown-up type cartoons. I wasn't into that stuff.
But can we at least agree that they kind of messed it up with Teen Titans Go?
I mean, oh yeah.
Even though my sister kind of loved that show, but even she agrees the original's better. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, there. I mean, obviously I think the original's better, and I mean, they're two diametrically opposed shows. I mean, one of them is a narrative-driven, serious show, and the other is meant to be a literal kids show that's meant to be like comedic and somewhat episodic, and kind of almost brain rot.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I really don't like about it, though, is the fact that the writers just can't stop taking jabs at the fans of the original show, and they're still doing it. I think I saw a post the other day talking about how even to this day, there was a recent episode where they were calling out the fans of the original show again. I'm like, man, they're still doing this?
Wait,
I remember when they were doing this back in like 2017 and 2018.
They're still making episodes?
Yeah, they're still making episodes. I remember, this is a perfect time to bring this up. I remember, I think it was 2017-ish, when they were doing a 24/7 marathon of Teen Titans Go. Good lord. And there was a commercial that was coming on, like, kind of advertising it.
Well, at least
and in the commercial, the parents come in the living room. They're like, "Oh, son, when's it going to be our turn to use the TV?" And he goes, "When Teen Titans Go is over." Man, I would hate to be a kid in that era of Teen Titans Go, just dominating the airwaves. I kind of didn't like that in general. You know what? I kind of hated that. You know what? I'll give you an example. I remember, because I was a SpongeBob kid. I was obsessed with SpongeBob when I was younger. I loved it. That was like the only show I would watch. But I'll admit, even when they had the 24/7 marathons of SpongeBob, you get burnt out. No one you can have too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
So even when it came to marathons of shows that I did love, I was like, I think that's a little too much. I think SpongeBob all day and night is, because especially back in the day, there wasn't that many episodes to rerun. They only had like a few seasons to work with, so you're going to be seeing the same episodes at least a few times.
Well, I mean, a lot of the episodes too are nonsensical. They don't really... If it was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, I really wouldn't mind it. More so Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I don't even think Yu-Gi-Oh! Had that many episodes, unfortunately. But stuff with like SpongeBob, I mean, it's literally just turn your brain off and watch and laugh and go, it's funny. He got hit with a coconut. Okay, this is where the music starts to get good and the things start to get harder. You wanted your challenge.
Did you watch shows like Chowder?
And
like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends back in the day?
I did not. I'm very finicky with the art style of things.
Okay.
That and we had parents that didn't exactly let us.
I was obsessed with, I think Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is, to this day, my favorite cartoon of all time, next to SpongeBob. Same thing with Chowder. That was, to me, was the golden era of Cartoon Network. I remember my dad hating it. My dad, in particular, did not like Chowder or Foster's Home because, and I still remember, he's like, there's too much screaming, dude. There's too much screaming and yelling. I'm like, you know what? In retrospect, yeah, there is.
You know
there
what?
Was.
You love
and I was just kind of, as a kid, you don't really notice it. But when you look back on it, it's like, yeah, there was a lot of just nonsensical screaming and yelling for the heck of it. And it probably would get annoying as a grown-up, having to watch that.
Yeah, I getcha. We weren't even allowed to watch SpongeBob for the longest time until we like watched it behind their back and we proved them wrong. I was like, hey, this is actually kind of funny. And they're like, wow.
I'd say this
kids.
Boss right here is probably my favorite boss in the game, and probably one of my favorite bosses in the series because of how cool he looks.
Wixel? Or as he's called, reading backwards licks you up? Okay, this room is cool, but yeah, not exactly my favorite either. I feel like this was the main Castlevania game they wanted to show off like all the Mode 7 stuff. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like, again, going back to Bloodlines, I feel like I I just feel like that game did. I feel like that game to me is what Castlevania 4 should have been, just because. Again, I just feel like a lot of things pop better. The sound design is better. The music is better, especially.
Well, yeah, because that was Michiru's first thing too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So
soundtrack had it going, but to me, and again, this is a really big part of it. To me, sound design is a huge part of it. Like, if it doesn't have good sound effects, I'm not gonna vibe with it. That's kind of why I don't really vibe too much with this game and Rondo of Blood, because I don't like the sound design in those games very much.
Oh, you cannot tell me you enjoy, like...
I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about the sound effects, because I know Rondo's got good music. I'm talking about the sound effects. The sound effects sound kind of weird in Rondo of Blood.
You're telling... No, I'm saying you like the sound effects from the Sega Genesis better than the ones on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe. Not just Castlevania, but
they got that Sega Genesis like
twang to it.
Fine. It's better than what's going on with this.
What? I'm guessing you grew up as a Genesis dude?
No.
That's surprising.
I grew up as a Nintendo/PlayStation kid. But the fact, it's just that, I don't know, like, this game, I don't know, to me, the best way I could describe it, it sounds to me like in this game, a lot of the sound effects in this game sound squishy.
Oh, stupid. Squishy?
Squishy. Everything sounds soft and squishy in this game, and I don't like it.
Okay. Well, what sounds squishy?
The candles, some enemies when you kill them.
You don't like the sound when you pick up a power-up? It's like...
I think that's one of the few sounds that are okay.
You don't like
that's fine. I do like that the power-up sound effect's good.
You don't like hearing
but like just the majority though, like
everywhere?
when certain enemies die, it's like I like to have a good impact sound effect when I kill something. Like I like because again the whip sound effect in the US version sounds really good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm losing.
But when you kill things, it's just it doesn't really have much impact.
Unless you're fighting a boss.
Right. I mean, the bosses... Well, at least with the bosses, you at least have visual stuff going on, too. You've got the flashes, you've got things falling off of them, like, you've got visual effects. Like with that skull boss we just fought.
Yeah.
That's a good example of that. A good example of good sound design would be Castlevania 64. Because I love the way they did the whip sound effect in that game, because every time you hit something, it is a loud crack. It is a loud leather whip crack, and it makes it sound like it hurts.
I was just talking about that. I like the crack of it. It really makes like an impact. Yeah. It's almost as satisfying as the sound of breaking someone's neck in the Resident Evil 4 remake.
It's sad because not a whole lot of Castlevania games do that. Not a whole lot of them have an authentic whip sound effect. Portrait of Ruin has one. Dawn of Sorrow has one with Julius mode.
Kind of.
Lament of Innocence a little bit. Curse of Darkness also a little bit.
I think my issue with mode, unfortunately.
Yeah, with Trevor.
Yeah.
One thing that I think would have made Lament of Innocence is better, and I have to give props to Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate for this, because it made me realize something. All you have to do to make the whip have more impact is to just add a little screen shake with every hit. That's all you gotta do. Whenever you hit something, just make the screen shake a little bit. And I feel like if Lament of Innocence had a slight screen shake with every time you hit an enemy, or even just a vibration, not even a screen shake, you could just have the controller vibrate. That would be cool.
I think that would get a little annoying after a while, though, wouldn't it?
I mean, you have the option to turn it off, but
I know.
I do think that the option should be there. Because I found that when I think it was, yeah, when I was playing Mirror of Fate, when the controller would vibrate, I was like, man, this feels good hitting stuff. Makes it actually feel like I'm like doing actual damage. Screen shake and controller vibration makes it feel like the whip actually has weight to it. Because in Lament of Innocence, even though it feels good, it feels like the whip is like made of paper. It feels like you're swinging a string around.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really feel like it's impacting anything.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Lament of Innocence and Birds of Darkness Sally weren't my like favorite whip stuff. Ow.
Yeah, see, like this, like the screen flashing right there.
Well,
like,
I don't really like the screen flashing
stuff
here, especially against a black background.
Yeah, it's kind of seizure-inducing, but
yeah.
But it's just little stuff like that.
This guy has
the
a
little
name
stuff
too. Reading it backwards as well. Well, we're at the halfway point. You happy?
Yeah, because now we're getting to the good stuff. We got past the boring part.
Oh my gosh, dude. The
now we can actually play the game
or anything but boring. Dude.
Yeah, no. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We're not playing the game yet. Now we have one more crummy stage to get through.
Okay, I will agree. This one's a little pointless.
Yeah,
especially since
I
they
don't
put
like this one very much.
Since they put the timer so low, I'm not a fan of the music.
No, I'm serious. I would definitely replay Simon's Quest before touching this again, because again, I enjoy Simon's Quest, and the only real gripe I have with it is just the fact that, one, it's cryptic, and you definitely do need a guide to play it. Even after beating it numerous times, I still have to have a guide with it to beat it. And even though I know a lot of the clues now, even though I know what items to get and where to use them, the biggest hurdle you have to face in that game is the map system, and there's no map. But the map sucks, the structure sucks, because it's the most nonsensical layout ever. Because let's say you have a fork in the road, like you're in a forest area and you've got the two pathways. Either you can go straight through the forest, or you can go down the stairs into what looks like a cavern area. Now, when you go into that cavern area, you assume that the rest of the area is going to be cavern stuff, right? No.
Right.
You go down the stairs into this cavern area, and it turns out the next screen is another village.
Hey, Starry.
And then it goes into another area with lakes and mountains.
Yeah,
so I was like, wait a minute, I thought we were just in a cave. It makes no sense. The map makes no logical sense. And that's one thing that bugs me, guys, because there's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
So how can you love that, then? You know what game did that better?
Because it's fun. I love the combat. I love the sound effects. I love the upgrade system, and it's just fun to play. That's why I can forgive it for its shortcomings, like being cryptic and just the map system. But I can forgive that just because I'm having a fun time playing it. If you have a guide, and if you know what you're doing, it's a fun experience. It's fun using the Flame Whip or even like the Morning Star. It's fun. Like using like the
if you even know where to get it, like
yeah, you know where
if you played this on the first day of launch, you would have gotten sad and just thrown the controller.
I mean, yeah, I definitely feel bad for the kids in the '80s who had no clue what they were doing.
Well, thankfully, I didn't grow up with that. I grew up with the ball bus in Castlevania 3.
I think Simon's Quest was. Oh, here we go. Now we're in Dracula's Castle. Believe it or not, I think Simon's Quest was actually the first NES game I went out of my way to emulate, and I still had fun with it. And that was because I watched AVGN's review of it, and he's like, "Oh, it's a shitty game, huh? Well, I'm gonna try it for myself," and I was having fun with it. It's funny how with AVGN, he views Simon's Quest to be a really shitty game, and he really loves Super Castlevania 4.
Yeah,
but I tend to have the opposite opinion compared to him.
I mean, I don't hate Simon's Quest, but last time I played it, it was just so friggin' boring. It's like the complete opposite between the complete opposite between me and you. I mean, and I had a guide and everything, but I was just dreading having to go backwards and everything, and I'm like, ugh. And
I understand it. Like, I enjoy it, but if you say you have a problem with it, like, I definitely get it, because like it does have a lot of shortcomings. And when it comes to being boring and repetitive, I can get that too, because most of the game revolves around you just going from point A to point B, going to mansion, doing the same thing like 5 times. You have to go in the mansion, get the steak from the salesman, and then get the Dracula's body part, and then go to the next mansion. And there's not too much different. And the bosses, there's 2 bosses in the game, and they're totally optional.
Yeah.
Well, Carmilla you have to beat because you need the cross. But the fact that you can just skip them, you can totally just skip them. You don't even have to fight them.
Okay, well, hang on. This room makes me tense.
Oh yeah, I think this is probably one of the. This is also another highlight of the game for me. I do think that this room is pretty good.
Speak for yourself, man. I'm afraid of heights.
I like the one time I start giving praise to this game, you don't agree.
What? No. Oh my gosh. You messed me up, dude. Come on, man. No, I love this. It's a creative idea. But it really makes me tense because I'm afraid of heights. And it still affects me, and I was never really good. Boobage! Boobage! And there's, sorry. I've never really been good at platformers in general. Stuff like that, especially in Mario, really makes me tense. Even more in 3D games when you can actually look down and see the nothing below. Ooh.
God, everything is cream colored in this game. Everything is beige.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I don't like, is that everything in this game is beige. The ghosts are beige. The Medusa heads are beige. The bones are beige. The knights are beige. The zombies are beige.
Your butt is beige. It's gonna be red in a minute.
Like, the only thing that's different are the bats.
Boobs, again. But...
Yes, statue tits.
Yes, statue tits. It's not covered up this time. Okay, okay. Who's tonight's Belmont? It is Simon, once again. Because I guess he's the most popular one. Maybe he should review Infernax while he's at it, unless he already did. Oh, I already mentioned Infernax to him. I still say that you should play it. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm autistic. Sound design goes a long way for me. If it pleases the ears, that's all. That's good enough for me.
No, it makes sense. Even the sound freaking makes me nervous. Don't overshoot. Is this the song you were talking about? The one that sounds like Teen Titans a little bit?
I think so. Are we on that stage?
I don't know. I'm sweating.
I think it's going to be coming up here in the next part we get to, like the next area.
It's the same song. It's the same song and dance. Oh. I'm not kidding. I'm really tense right now, and it takes a lot to make me tense. Okay. All right. Good. There we go. Hey, dead mate. Ow, crap. Fuck your dog. Apparently this is supposed to be ectoplasm.
I was always wondering what the hell these things were. They're just giant floating epilepsies.
Yeah. It's not ectoplasm unless it has that iconic scream when you kill it. He should play it. It's... wait. He should play it if you're referring to me. I got the redemption ending. Oh no, yeah, I was saying Darian should play it. Ow.
Giant ectoplasms, Bobby.
Those ectoplasms ain't right. I want to like this stage, but if any of the stages, if there are any stages that went on too long, it's this one. I've actually ran out the timer a few times.
Yeah.
Some stages, I will admit, they go on for a little too long. This is one of them. Give it a go, Darian. Let's start saying that. The less I say about those things, the better. In all honesty, the real challenge comes from the levels themselves, and all the ooh, caskets with crosses. But yeah, really the challenge comes from all the traps and the levels themselves.
Yeah, I feel like that's a common cause for a lot of my deaths when playing this game. Is like, yeah, some of the platforming, some of the traps are kind of a little bit BS.
Yeah, this game loves spikes. Ooh, good. Now don't lose the frickin' cross.
I find it funny how, I don't know if you played the Mega Man collections.
I like Mega Man, but I've never really gotten into the games. I have played Legends and Legends 2. Those are my favorite ones.
So, when it comes to the collections, with the original Mega Man collection, which is comparable to, like, the classic Vanias, for comparison, that collection had a rewind feature, but the Anniversary collection of Castlevania doesn't. This doesn't have a rewind feature.
This came out
but
way
then you
before,
go
though.
to the Mega Man X collection, which is comparable to Metroidvanias, I guess you could say, because they're a little bit more non-linear.
Wait, you mean the Zero ones?
No, Mega Man X.
They're... Oh, I mean, I guess sometimes they're non-linear, but I know the Zero games were more...
Yeah, Zero,
like it.
yeah, Zero is more non-linear. I'm talking about Mega Man X. But, you go to the Mega Man X collection, and they don't have a rewind feature. They've got save states, but they don't got rewind.
Did that one come out before or after?
After. Because they did the Mega Man collection first, and then they did Mega Man X. And then later they did the Zero collection,
I wonder
and
if
then Battle Network.
I wonder if they'll update that anytime.
Probably not. Because Battle Network, that's the most recent collection, and even that collection doesn't have a rewind feature.
Huh.
Come on, let's get to the stage that has the fucking Teen Titans music. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure it's this one, though. Crap, I only have like 50 seconds left. Holy crap. Okay, meat. There we go. Good, good, good. I do like this battle, too.
No, it's not this one. It's not this stage.
There we go. Well, that was easy.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be this next stage.
I will say his pose right there for whipping up looks a little odd, though.
I mean, what do you want him to do, Marge?
I don't know. PC, Xbox, Switch, or PlayStation, pick your poison. I would rather pick the one that isn't Windows, but whatever. Okay, this is probably my favorite one, music and all.
I think this is the stage.
It is? I really like this song, it's very peaceful. All things considered.
Yeah, this is the stage. This is the music that goes.
I really wouldn't associate it with Teen Titans because I remember their theme being a little more sporadic, along with the Japanese
I'm thinking of the part of the song that goes, "When there's trouble, you know who to call."
Oh, yes.
That part. It's that specific part of the song.
Yeah, these aren't really my favorite look for the ghosts either. I always thought they were like ghost squirrels back then, because we played this obviously on a CRT. Oh, okay. I guess that guy had some stuff to do.
I feel like I already talked about this, where we talked about like misinterpreting game sprites.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot.
Like how for the longest time I always looked at the potion bottle from Pokemon, and to me it always just looked like a jar with fluid coming out of it, like foam. But it's supposed to look like a spray can.
Yeah.
With like a nozzle on it.
I mean,
was like,
I'm
it's supposed to have a nozzle? I thought it was just a jar with like foam coming out of it.
I'm right there with you. It's because, yeah, especially with games on a CRT, it's easy to do that. Fucking, I knew there was a reason why I didn't like books that much. They probably don't even have any pictures in them. Honestly, I think the cross is probably the best weapon in this game for various reasons.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, man.
I remember growing up for the longest time playing these games, I think I stayed away from the holy water sub-weapon because I thought it sucked. And it took me watching another Let's Player. I don't know, you might have heard of him. Have you heard of Richter Belmont 12?
I have not, unfortunately. There are very few
Okay,
Let's Players that I'll watch.
He's a OG Let's Player. He goes way back in the day. But I was watching his playthroughs, and he just insisted on using a holy water for just about every game. I was like, what is his insistence on holy water? Is it really that good?
Like Castlevania.
And I realized the reason why he likes it so much is because of the stun lock and how much damage it can do. I'm like, oh wow, it really does. Not all the time. There's some games where the holy water kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
for the most part, like 70% of the time, the holy water does have stun lock, and it will just tear through everybody.
Oh no, I know. I love the holy water. Trust in the holy water, and it will get you through life itself.
I think the few games where it sucks is, well, Simon's Quest, because it's not even really a weapon in that game, it's more of a tool to get rid of invisible blocks. Rondo of Blood, it kind of sucks.
What?
Yeah, because it doesn't have any stun lock that much. It kind of just goes across the floor, and it doesn't stay in one position.
Yeah,
It doesn't really have like the same stun lock capability as a normal holy water would.
Yeah, but it can still get through certain enemies. Very good against those freaking knights that are like nope to all the sub-weapons.
That's not what we like it though.
Well, the game's so easy that you don't need stun lock though.
But that's why we like it.
Yeah, that's why we like it, but it doesn't mean we need it. It's like soda. Just because we like it doesn't mean we need it. I hate that thing. Okay then. I only played 2 Castlevania games. What were they?
Lords of Shadow 1 and Lords of Shadow 2.
I don't think Star's played any of those. What? I did not see that coming.
I'm willing to bet it's going to be Symphony of the Night. At least one of them has to be. That's everyone's played Symphony of the Night. Everybody has. That was like the biggest point of contention for a long time. Because back in my day, back in our day, before the Netflix show came around, that was like the only thing that the fandom had to worry about, was having to separate the hardcore fans from the Symphony of the Night fanboys.
Ow. This guy is interesting because he's only in one stage, and then he just goes. He's here, and then he wasn't here. Dracula's Curse and Symphony of the Night.
I knew it. I call it or I call it.
I mean, I didn't play Symphony of the Night until after Dawn of Sorrow.
No, same here. I didn't play Symphony of the Night until I got a PSP when I played Dracula X Chronicles. That was my first time playing it.
Same.
I was late to the game on that one. And I didn't even know what it was about either. Like, I think, like, I had no idea what Symphony of the Night even was until I saw it in Dracula X Chronicles when I unlocked it. I was like, oh, what's this, Symphony of the Night? I was like, oh, this is a game that has Alucard in it. I'm like, okay. I didn't even know anything about it.
I remember seeing a walkthrough of it, because I was looking up walkthroughs. I was looking up walkthroughs for Legacy of Darkness, and I came across that, and I was like, wow, you play as Alucard? It's the same one from Castlevania 3, and imagine my shock when I finally met Alucard in Dawn of Sorrow, and I was like, wow, what happened to you? Why are you using a sword and not your balls of destruction?
I think I was more flabbergasted at the fact that when I was playing it in Dracula X Chronicles, when you unlock the game, I was kind of, because when I first unlocked, I was like, oh, surely this has to be a demo, right? There's no way they're going to put the full game on here, but no, they did. They put the entirety of Symphony of the Night on PSP. I was like, oh, they just put a whole another game in here. Cool.
2 whole other game, or 3 if you're counting that one.
Yeah, Rondo of Blood, they put that in there too. So that was my first time playing that as well.
There's that other one that's like for the piracy
weird
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the piracy thing, yeah.
It took a lot, but I finally unlocked that. One of my favorite themes from that game, ironically. People could say it's not very fitting, but honestly, it really is. It is a shame, though, that they replaced it in Dracula X Chronicles.
Yeah.
Actually, they kind of did a whole different stage, though. They had the Hydra, so I'm not going to complain. That guy was tough.
Yeah, that was a hard stage, too.
Really. Okay, looking at the portraits, it looks like Portrait of Ruin. What portraits? This game. It's like a regular Twilight Princess Darknet. Yes, this game. What the portraits earlier. I guess. That was actually a missed opportunity in Portrait of Ruin. They didn't have any, like, portraits that attacked you.
Bronner. He was the Portrait of Ruin.
Okay, well, said it could be anything, so I became the portrait. True, but I don't know. I feel like the last level could have been like a big old gallery or something. Hey, blood on spikes. And I hate this area too.
Yep.
Mostly because of one area which I might have to save state because I don't trust myself. I hate save stating, but look! Blood! Wonderful, delicious blood. That hurts you for some reason when you fall in it. But yeah, you wanted more enemies. Oh, there are a whole bunch. That and bullshit enemy placement.
As it should be. As it should be. Like, come on. First Castlevania game gave us hallways with like 2 Medusa heads and axe armors in the same hallway.
That's only 2 enemies. And it was fucking annoying. It's like they wanted to add two of the. It is that bad. Don't even.
It's not that bad.
Maybe with like holy water and a cross, but
you just gotta be aggro, man. You just gotta get in there and whip that axe armor and don't give him a chance, and then you just gotta jump over the Medusa heads. It's not that bad.
Dude. Okay, not all of us have skills like that, okay?
It's not that bad.
I mean, granted, Castlevania 1 is probably the easiest of the classic ones, but still. It was a nightmare to get through.
I do think that difficulty of that room has been kind of overplayed.
It is not.
A lot of people. I think
what
it is
other
overplayed.
rooms are difficult? Damn it.
I mean...
And it dumps me all the way back here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say it's not a difficult room. I do think that it is a pretty... I do think that you need to be coordinated in that room. It definitely does require coordination. You just gotta make sure you're paying attention. But the thing is, like, if, for instance, if you know how Medusa heads work, and if you know how to telegraph them, and if you know they're coming, and you know their pattern, you just jump over them. The same thing with the axe armors. The axe armors don't even attack that much. They throw an axe once, and they come back, they wait a few seconds, and then they attack again. They're not constantly throwing axes all the time. You got a huge window to attack them from. So all you really need to do is just whip at them and wait for the Medusa heads, and then jump when they come. And then keep whipping at the axe armors. It's not that difficult. But when AVGN makes that video and he puts up that big chart on screen showing the enemy patterns, it makes it look like it's really bad. It makes it look like it's impossible because of the attack pattern.
Oh my god, dude. And I mean no offense by this.
That was horrible. That was horrible. What kind of hitbox is that?
I was gonna say no offense by this, but apparently the game took offense. Does autism give you superpowers or something? Like supervision? Because me trying to go through that...
coordinated, man. You just gotta be coordinated.
You gotta be coordinated. Meanwhile, I don't think I have autism, and I have a hard time with that. I also have bad eyes, so that doesn't help either. I can't register...
I play games like Guitar Hero.
I just can't register a whole bunch of things on a screen coming at me.
I mean, I get it.
That's why I'm not good at shooters, even though I got a really high
score. And I play a lot of shooters, like I love Doom.
I mean, Doom isn't that bad.
Oh, it could be pretty... Doom's one of the hardest FPS games you could play.
Really? I think I beat the first one. I heard the second one was like the hardest.
Because they do have difficulty settings. If you're playing them on like the hardest difficulty, they're pretty hard.
Well, yeah, I'm not playing them on the hardest difficulty. I'm not suicidal, but I'm not playing it on pussy either.
They're still moderately difficult though. They're still at least some moderately difficult compared to like most shooters. They're what we call boomer shooters. Duke Nukem, Doom, Turok. Games where you just go around and collect key cards and just shoot stuff with no clear objective.
Why is it called boomer shooters? That's a little insulting.
Because that's when most of the well, it's what it sounds like. They're shooters from the boomer generation, from like the early '90s.
Hey, we had a lot of good games.
Yeah, no, we did. That's why they're good. That's why I love boomer shooters, is because they're good. I love boomer shooters more than modern shooters, just because they're so simple.
Man, how do I do this? Wonder if I can jump on it. Yeah.
But no, yeah, like I like to be engaged. I like games that keep me coordinated and keep me engaged, and like I like games that demand a lot from me. I guess that's why I like Castlevania so much, is just because it's a very challenging game. It's not unfair. It's very deliberate in its design, but it's also the kind of game that rewards you.
Unless we're counting Castlevania 3.
Yeah. I found out the hard way that, like, because for most of my life I was playing as Trevor Belmont in that game without playing as the other characters, because I thought it would be cumbersome to do so. And I found out that I was kind of right in that sense, because if you play as... Now, here's the funny thing, right? People go like, oh, Alucard, he's the cheat, he's the easy mode. If you play as him, you can just bypass everything. Yeah, you can.
Not really.
A little bit, if you have the hearts for it.
He's actually on the hard path.
Well, here's the problem with Alucard, and I think it's the same thing for Sypha too, maybe. For some reason, the developers thought it was funny to make it to where Alucard cannot attack while he's on the stairs. And that's a huge problem. That is a big problem.
Wait,
and he can't. He cannot attack on the stairs. And that is a big problem in that game because there's quite a few sections in that game where there are enemies around you when you're trying to climb stairs.
That's when the game is at its worst.
Yeah. So imagine me, because I did a playthrough of it on my channel some time ago where I did an Alucard only run. Oh, it was miserable. It was miserable because, one, yeah, his attacks kind of suck. Even when they're fully upgraded, it kind of sucks. It doesn't hit reliably, and its damage output is just garbage. And not only it's just the fact that you can't attack on the stairs either. It's like, dude, this kind of sucks. Like, yeah, the only thing he has going for him is the fact that he can fly and turn into a bat and, like, bypass some sections. Okay, cool. But the remaining part of the game just sucks with him.
Also, that skeleton down there will never not be creepy to me. Oh no, just something eerie about it. Kind of makes me want to beat it up.
I feel that way when I'm playing Castlevania Chronicles when you get to when you get to the dungeon stage. When you see like the prisoners walking around in the background in the cells, especially with the background music.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the skeleton. I feel like that when I'm playing that game. I feel like that guy right there.
No, I feel like that skeleton when I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
Like, get me out of here. Let me play another game.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's not that bad.
Let me go back to playing Simon's Quest.
That is bad.
You can see that skeleton right there. He's just itching to get out and play some Simon's Quest right now.
Oh my gosh, dude. If I play Simon's Quest later, will that get you to shut up?
No, because I'm currently on another repeat playthrough of it. Because I need to stream it. I've been putting that off long enough. I keep telling people that I'm going to stream it. Because I like it. Oh my god, you just cannot trust those things.
Oh, I'm just going to assume that you can't duck under any of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Simon's Quest, but again, the problem with it is just that no matter how many times I beat it, I find myself having to use a guide, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna lock in. I'm gonna just beat it a bunch of times, get some muscle memory down, and then when I feel like I can beat it without having to rely on a guide, then I'll stream it.
Me, I have horrible memory.
It's a fairly short game. I mean, you can beat it in like an hour and a half. So as long as I memorize like the map layout,
you're kind of supposed to if you want to get the best ending, though. You have to be good at the game.
Yeah, because you only get 7 days. You get 7 days in-game time, and even then, it's not even really worth it because, frankly, I think there was like they kind of like jumbled the endings around. In the US version, they jumbled it.
They did.
To where like the screen and the dialogue don't really match up.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that because isn't that like the best ending? Isn't that like all gray and
Simon
stuff?
dies if you get the best ending.
What?
Yeah, he dies.
Also, right here, I'm actually kind of... Because I watched the Game Grumps play this, and I'm actually kind of mad that they didn't figure to do that. They walked through it trying to bypass all those when you can just duck and go underneath them. But at the same time, I can't imagine everybody...
Yeah, that's a Game Grumps moment.
Yeah, I can't imagine everybody would know that. I didn't even know it at first. Alright, this is my least favorite thing, the Mega Man blocks.
Oh, there's a Mega Man section right here.
What just happened?
Wait, what? Well then.
What?
Did the game crash?
It did. All I did was hit L2 because I wanted to bring the menu up.
What the fuck? Well, this is a little awkward.
It is
You're gonna have
very
to put in a password.
awkward. Yeah, but I'm not going through that whole stage again, so we're gonna count that. I don't care what you say. I remember I had a problem with this game before, but I thought it was because this was before, like, I got a new hard drive, which this game is on. But apparently, no, it's just still a thing for the Steam version. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up a password thing real quick. So stupid. Sorry guys, but I'm not doing that stage again. I was right there to that boss anyway. So just give me this one. And I do not like the Japanese version of Simon's Quest music. It's just so ear-grating.
I don't even know why they didn't include the Japanese version of Simon's Quest to begin with.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Maybe because they couldn't find a way to emulate like the
I heard someone say it was because it was like a totally different version of the game, like it's a different game entirely, but I was like, come on though.
Really?
Yeah, because it's on, I think it's on like a different, I forget what it's on, but it's like it's like a different game.
Castlevania. Yes. I always thought those centipedes back there were horseshoe crab ghosts. I don't know why. I freaking love the opening.
Oh, okay, so yeah, apparently Simon's Quest in Japanese was a disc game. It wasn't released on cartridge.
Well, yeah, I know, because it had a save feature and everything. That's why it had the updated sound.
Oh yeah, so apparently, because since it was on disc, you would have to constantly switch the side of the disc for Castlevania 2 to play. Yeah, okay, that explains why they didn't want to do it. Alright. I guess we're not missing out on much since everyone doesn't really like that game anyway.
I don't hate the game, it's just I'd rather play anything besides it.
Kind of like how with this game, I'd rather play anything else besides this.
Dude, there is way more action in this.
I don't hate it either, but it's a least favorite. That's the word of the day, least favorite.
But I don't know why you'd have to keep flipping the disc over just to play the game. What's that about? I do love this place. This place is tough too, but I love it. I love the effects going on.
Yeah, when I think of this game, this is like one of the stages that comes to mind. It's definitely unique.
Okay.
Especially the boss.
I need a drink. You go get yourself a drink, Starry. I'm actually gonna take a drink right now. And meanwhile, just think of all of these lives that I could pick up by grabbing all this money that I'm currently standing on. Yeah, all I did was bring that up and the damn thing crashed. Yeah, you can definitely rack up a lot of one-ups here. Also, apparently there's like some sort of secret if you keep jumping on this, but I'm not going to do it because you have to jump on a certain amount of times.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
What? That you misjudged this game?
Oh no. Because I just went this entire stream without using my mic because it wasn't plugged in, and I was using my shitty laptop mic.
Oh. Well then.
I was sitting here wondering why your voice was getting picked up on my mic. I was like, how is it that sensitive? That never happens. And there was an echo on stream. I was like, what gives? I was like, oh, we've been streaming this whole time without my mic being plugged in.
It's fine. It happens way too many times for me. I need to set my alarm for my hair appointment. It was at 3 p.m. Now 10 a.m. Wait, why? For fuck's sake.
I have a t-shirt of a red skeleton that says, I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Should be their theme song. And how? Yeah, I do not react quickly to anything. And I don't learn from my mistakes either. Except this time.
You know what? I can't blame you. Because, like, look, here's the thing. Because I'm kind of eating my words right now, because, again, my main point of contention with this game is that it's too easy, quote-unquote, and that's not enough of a challenge. I will say that the last couple levels of this game are a little bit of a challenge. Because I've died here a bunch. Same thing goes for the next stage. I've died on this stage a bunch, and I've died on the next stage a bunch.
What was the... Oh, the clock tower. I think the clock tower is a lot easier than this, though. Or maybe because I...
A little bit. But you know what?
I don't know.
But you know why I died a bunch in the clock tower? Because it has that problem that we just talked about earlier with the pits. Where it's a scrolling level where you scroll up, and then even though there's platforms below you, if the screen goes up, it pretends as though there's a pit below you.
You sure?
And that happens a bunch of times.
Well, I mean, what clock tower do you not have issues with?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a given. Clock tower is always difficult in these games.
Oh, whatever.
But this game's supposed to be piss easy. Come on.
Dude. And I was also thinking too that if it was only these few levels, like from the castle entrance to the end, that really wouldn't be money well worth spent.
No, yeah, it'd be a really short game. It'd probably,
yeah.
It would frankly be shorter than the original games too.
So them kind of making this longer was a good thing, you gotta admit.
But yeah, well, I mean, yeah, making it longer is good, but I want them to have the same energy. That was the thing. I wish there were more enemies. I wish there were more, you know, engagement. Just more.
How?
Because I feel like, again, just the first half is just kind of a slog.
How much more energy do you need? I'm a little concerned about
I need
what
like,
you think high energy is.
I need like 3 enemies on screen at once at any given time.
I need this skeleton's bone shoved straight up my ass every step I take.
I need 2 Medusa heads on me while an axe armor is swinging axes at me.
Fuck me. I feel like that's happening right now. Skeletons throwing bones up my ass while a freaking bat.
Matter of fact, I wish that those ghosts that were on screen right now, I wish they would hurt you.
Wow, dude.
No, that'd be unfair.
Yeah, very unfair. That's something Castlevania 3 would do.
That's something Mega Man would do.
Hence why I haven't really played any of the games. I have played X. I never beaten it. I got to like the last areas.
I've had this discussion talking about which game is harder, Castlevania or Mega Man, and I've played
Mega
both.
Man.
And this is a tricky discussion because I've talked to someone who's a hardcore Mega Man fan, and they're like, "Oh, well, I think Mega Man is easy, and I think Castlevania is harder." And I think it's just one of those things that comes down to, you know, bias and experience, because obviously if you've played more of one thing, then you're going to be used to it, and you're going to find it easier. But here's the thing, though. Objectively speaking, there are things that Mega Man does that Castlevania doesn't do. Like, for instance, here's something that Mega Man does that you'll never see in a Castlevania game. Mega Man, a common thing that you'll see in Mega Man is, let's say you have to platform and jump over a pit. Mega Man is the kind of game that where if you jump over a pit, they're going to have an enemy jump out at you from the pit to deal damage. Castlevania doesn't really do that.
I don't know why they would do that. That'd be like rubbing salt on the wound. Especially if you're going to go down the pit anyway.
Mega Man does that a lot. I feel like Mega Man has way more cheap enemy placements than Castlevania ever does.
Yeah, but
I mean, Castlevania can have cheap enemy placements. They've done it a few times. But Mega Man, I feel like, does it even more egregiously just because of, like, okay, yeah, obviously I'm supposed to platform over this pit, and I need to get over this pit, but when I try to jump over it, an enemy pops out at me.
And Castlevania does have that thing, especially the older Castlevania games, has that thing where when you get hit by a ledge, and no matter which way you're facing, that ledge pulls you in.
Mega Man has a little bit of knockback, but I can't really think of a whole lot of instances where it was, like, as bad as Castlevania. Whereas, like, yeah, the knockback. And I guess their argument, I think the argument that the Mega Man fans make as to why it's easier is because, like, oh well, Mega Man, they give you a ton of healing items, they give you a lot of E-tanks. They have to, because you know how many times.
Except the first one, they didn't have those, did they?
Say what?
I said except the first one, they didn't have E-tanks, did they?
No, they did.
Oh,
they had E-tanks.
They did?
Yeah. They always had E-tanks, and the reason why they give you so many is because you're going to be taking damage a lot. And yeah, you take damage a lot on Castlevania too, but not nearly as much.
They give you
and when it comes to health, they only give you like 1 or 2 like wall chickens per level, sometimes not any at all. And you can get by sometimes without even taking any damage. But there's times in Mega Man where it genuinely feels like you have to take damage. There's a few spots in Mega Man where it's like, okay, this, like, there's no way to get past this. You have to take a hit. And it's like, I feel like they give you all these healing items, they give you all those E-tanks because you have to use them. They expect you to be spamming E-tanks because of how much damage you're going to be taking. Whereas Castlevania, I don't feel like I'm taking a whole lot of damage that much. I mean, I am taking damage, you're going to get hit. It's going to happen, but I just don't feel like I'm expected to heal myself. Mega Man expects you to heal yourself a lot.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that's been able to make it through without E-tanks.
It's a difficult discussion because, yeah, because me, you know, I'm a hardcore Castlevania fan, and it's easy for me to say that Castlevania is easier, but for a Mega Man fan who's a hardcore Mega Man fan, they could look at me and go, well, I think Mega Man's easier. But I could disagree. I think it is just one of those things that comes down to, you know, experienced, biased history.
No, I agree with you. It's always... I'm like the same way. It's always been harder for me. Damn it, whoa, stop sucking on me. Okay, just don't mind you. I think I was talking about on stream though, the way the game looks. While the colors don't really pop, it does kind of give that like 3-dimension feel to this game, which I really enjoy. I don't know if you would agree,
yeah, I mean,
but
I do think that, you know, especially if you were playing this back in the day, I'm sure that this probably looked realistic.
I mean,
it is definitely one of the better looking Super Nintendo games, but I think just like when you compare it to like Bloodlines, it just, when you look at those backgrounds, you see all those colors, and it's like, man, that just pops.
I'll admit Bloodlines has its fair share of good stuff, but all in all, that game is, especially with having to play on the hard mode just for it to extend the ending. That's such a dick move.
Yeah.
I hate games that make you play on the hardest setting just to get the real ending.
How about a game that punishes you for playing on easy and doesn't even let you finish the game?
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know, buddy. Well, I never actually experienced that, thankfully.
I did. I had to experience that as a poor, what was it? I think I was like 7 years old when I found that out.
Oh, you played on easy mode.
Yeah, I played on easy because I was just a kid, and I was like, oh man, this is an adult's game. I can't play this.
It's not an adult's game.
I'm just a kid.
It's rated T.
But yeah, for me though. But vampires, man. Blood,
what,
vampires,
scare them
adult
too?
game.
Hey, well, I did bring that up before. I'm surprised that game wasn't rated M with the blood. I can't figure out.
I think there's I don't know if there's nudity in it necessarily, but yeah, there's lots of blood. No vampires. It's a scary game.
Yeah, it is. It just makes me wonder what Resident Evil 2 had, or the other Resident Evil had, that made it like M-rated.
Yes, this is a cool boss.
It is. Annoying, but cool. I believe, if my memory serves, he's called Safbat. I do like how they changed the boss music, too.
Yeah, going back to Castlevania 64, yeah, when I was playing that on easy, you make it halfway through the story, and they had the gall. I think what makes it worse is they put the cutoff point after you've already done arguably the hardest, most annoying segment in the game.
I know, man.
And then you finish it, it's like, wait, what? I have to do all that again on normal?
Yep.
Like,
I
no,
don't even think Legacy of Darkness had that.
Oh, seizure warning.
Yeah. Whoever was in front of me bailed.
The rest of the game, play on normal.
What do you mean,
How
whoever
dare
was in
you
front of
pick
you?
easy mode? I can't even think about any other game that's done that.
Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of
that
games
kicks you
out
out
there
of the
that...
story and says, no, you're not allowed to finish the game unless you pick normal.
I'm sure there's another... I've seen lists of games that absolutely troll you without mercy if you pick easy mode. Oh, I love this too. When they like played a little bit of the tracks here. This is probably my favorite level, actually.
This is where I died the most.
Watch a master at work. I eat my own words. I raged
quite a bit here when I streamed this a while ago. I raged quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, dude. Come on.
Ironic,
it's
I
not
know.
that
That's what I get
bad.
for calling
Just
this
like the
game boring.
Medusa
Easy.
room. It's not that bad. Fuck.
Like I said, dude, if the whole game was like this, it probably would have been great. I probably would have rated it in my top 5 if the whole game was like this, but it's not. For most of the game, you're just sitting there crawling around, whipping at porcupines, and corpse hands, and floating and ghost heads.
Hey, don't talk shit. Fuck me.
See, shit like that.
Okay, no, that wasn't my fault, though.
Yeah,
That's,
see,
that's the thing with this game. When you fuck up, it does feel like it's your fault. Like, it's tough, but it's not unbeatable. I really felt that way with Castlevania 3. Like, it wasn't unbeatable, but one day I was able to get through it somehow.
Yeah.
Just
No, I agree.
not
That's
as easy
how
as
I felt
this.
about that game for years. Like, even though I loved Castlevania 1 and Rondo of Blood, even though I loved the classic Mania games, like, I stayed away from Castlevania 3 just because of how just tough it was. And not only was it tough, it was long. It was a pretty long game.
Yeah.
And, like, especially, you know, it's
longer
that
than
last
this.
level, too. That last level sucks. Because if you get a game over on that last stage, you gotta do that whole stage all over again, and it sucks. And it was such a daunting game for me, because I was like, man, even though I love these games, I was just scared to touch Castlevania 3 because of how hard it was. But when I finally took the time to play it on my own, I was like, you know what, this ain't that bad.
After a little bit of meditating, I was able to beat it.
Same thing can't be said for this, though. And I've already played this enough time to have a solid opinion, and my point stands. It is definitely my least favorite.
When's the last time you played it?
Like literally less than a year ago.
Hmm.
And I even did a repeat playthrough. I think I even did like the extra playthrough of this, the hard mode playthrough.
Oh, who does the hard mode playthrough? I'm gonna guess you were raising your hand, but obviously I can't see it.
I don't always do that. Usually I just beat it once and call it good, because a lot of the time the hard mode is just,
No, there's a trick to that.
Because yeah, a lot of the time, you know, when it comes to the classic games, it's the same game, except now we've made the damage. We made it to where the damage is higher, and that's all it is.
Yeah, and
Sometimes
Castlevania 3,
they'll
it's
add
even
a
more
couple more enemies on
bullshit.
screen, like they'll put a bat or two in there. But for the most part, there's not really much reason to play the new Game Plus on these older games. But sometimes I'll do it just for the heck of it, just for the challenge, just to say that I did it. Like, yeah, I did the extra playthrough on Super Castlevania 4. I can't say that I hate it, because I did it.
Fuck me!
Yeah, see, this is why.
Well, I'm just getting sloppy because I'm trying to get all cocky and I can do this and prove to you I can beat, but no, I'm getting all sloppy.
See, now you know how I feel, because I was calling this game easy for a while, and then I got to this part.
It's
like, well, now
not
I'm just kinda
easy.
eating my words.
It's not easy, and it's supposed to get gradually hard. All games are, but this level really isn't that bad.
But I'm still gonna stand by my point that like the first half of the game is easy. I do still think that. I do think that Dracula's Castle onward is tough. These last batch of levels are tough, and it is worthy of being called a Castlevania game. But that first half, nah, that ain't it.
Dracula's
That's not it for me.
Dracula's Castle is only hard because of that one level with that stupid thing coming after you and instantly killing you. That's about it. I would have loved that level because I love the music in it, but it's just that one thing that freaking kills it. Because I hate going through things under pressure. That's why I don't like
Speaking of
time
pressure,
events.
That's one thing that always bugged me, because, and this is kind of unrelated, but since you talked about pressure, Majora's Mask. You ever get those people that talk about Majora's Mask that haven't played it, and they're like, "Oh no, I haven't played Majora's Mask yet because of the timer." I feel like I'm being timed. I can't play under pressure. But it's like it's not even that bad though. Like it's not really like it's not even really a timer. It's just kind of like it's just a day, just telling you what day you're on and how much, like what hour you're in. It's not even an explicit timer.
Fucking hell.
And you have total control of it. You can slow it down, you can fast forward, you can reset it. It's not like an explicit timer. And you got 3 day cycles to work with. Like, and people are like, "Oh, I haven't played it because it's got a timer." It's like, but it's not that big of a deal, though.
They were gonna make it 7.
Yeah, they were gonna make it a week.
I almost
And people probably
wonder
still
what
would
it
have
would
made
have
the
been
complaint.
like.
Like, "Oh, it's got a timer on it." It was like, it's not a timer. Stop. It's not even really a timer.
Well, it's funny because I say I don't like doing things under pressure, but I really didn't mind it that much. Maybe when I
That's what I'm
back
saying.
then.
Like, it's because it doesn't feel like you're under pressure that much. Because again, you have control. You can slow it down. You can fast forward. You can pause it. You can reset it. You have control of it. If it was a timer that you couldn't control, and if it was like if you only had one day to do it, then yeah, I could probably get that. That'd be understandable. But you got 3 whole days to work with, and you got
Guess
how
I'll
was you gonna get out
die.
of this one, Fry?
Yeah,
But yeah, that always bugs me when people started saying that, because I'm like, man, you're missing out on a really, really good game, and you just have a really bad faith argument that it's just, oh, it's a timer, when it's not even that bad.
It's. I think back then I kind of did feel a little under pressure. Didn't help with that frickin' moon always staring at me, but no, I had a good time. I always love Ocarina more because, I mean, I really don't have to worry about anything. I still would worry a little bit in the game. I mean, it makes you worry not just because of the moon, but with like time events and stuff.
Right.
Like with the ranch stuff. If you failed that, you'd have to go all the way back and do it all over again. And do I even
stuff like that?
do I need to say more about Cafe's quest?
Because I hate when I would lose stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, and if there's like kind of like a little bit of embarrassment when I talk about this, but when I was a kid playing it with my dad, when I was doing the powder keg mission where you have to like get the certificate for the powder keg license, when you have to do that little quest when you have to blow up the boulder to the Goron racetrack.
Yeah.
I did that quest during the final hours, and I was on like the very last minute, so I didn't have any time to finish it, and I was so determined to get it done. And my dad was like, "Dude, reset time. Play the Song of Time. Just reset time." Like, no, I have to finish this.
Dad, you don't understand.
And I started crying. I legit started to cry because I was like, "It's over. I'm gonna lose everything. I'm gonna lose the dungeon progress. I'm gonna lose everything." I'm like, "It's over. I have to do all this again." He's like, "Dude, you should just reset time." I'm like, "I just needed to get it done, and it was right there." But I legit started crying because I couldn't finish the quest in time.
That's actually very similar to another story, but I wanted to ask, did you manage to get through it, or did you lose all the progress?
No, I mean, well, what do you mean? Did I get through it?
No, I mean, did you drop the bomb off and get through it and play the Song of Time?
I dropped the bomb off. I was able to blow up the boulder, but I wasn't able to get back to the Goron in time to get the license.
I've done that. I've done that. Don't worry. But with what I was talking about with the doing things at the final. Fuck you, Medusa head. At like the final hour, I was getting my sister into the games, and she really liked them, but in the Stone Tower of all places, she was like right there at the final boss, and she did die once, and it was already like the final few minutes, and she was like in tears, and I was actually really hard on her because I tried getting her to do it again, but no, we had to play the Song of Time, go through it all again, and I was like really mad at her, and I didn't like myself after that, but eventually we went back. She got through it like a boss. She She was really amazing at the Zelda games, honestly. And she beat Legacy of Darkness too. It was like the happiest time of her life. That'd be a stretch, but it was still cool. I kind of like watching others play games that I liked and get through and even discover stuff that I never discovered on my playthrough. You ever feel that?
I felt that with, yeah, Majora's Mask when I was watching people do randomizers of it, because there's stuff, I'll tell you, man, that randomizer will have you discover stuff that you would never find out about because of, like, the game's logic and the physics and whatnot.
Well no, but I mean, does it, like, make you feel happy to watch, like, family members and stuff play your games and beat them?
I don't think that's ever happened. Because frankly, most of the games that I played growing up was Castlevania, and guess like Mario, Banjo-Kazooie, Duke Nukem, but mostly Castlevania. And what really sucked was back when I was a kid, I would often take my copies of Castlevania games to friends' houses to try to get them into the series. And they just wouldn't vibe with it. I would try to get friends to play Lament of Innocence, Curse of Darkness, and they'd be like, "Oh, man, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess." But they'd be like, but it's not my thing, though. It's just kind of boring. I'm not digging the whip combat.
Yeah,
So people, like friends and family, like nobody really played the games that I played, and that kind of discouraged me a bit because yeah, no one really got me like that.
I guess she was just like young and innocent back then, and you know how kids are. But no, I mean, even after I got her into like playing Zelda and stuff, she did like it of her free will. It's not like I influenced her or anything.
I think the only time I really felt that way was when my dad was playing the Zelda games along with me, because me and him were playing Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask simultaneously as like a kind of a team effort. And I still remember when we first beat Majora's Mask, that was a team effort because we were playing at the same time, and when we got to the final boss, when we beat Majora, I was panicking because I was so excited to finally beat it, because me and him were playing it for so long, and we were finally about to beat the game, and we were at the final phase of the fight, and I was starting to panic. I'm like, dude, we're so close to beating this. I don't know if I can do this, because I think we were about to die. I was low on health. I was like, oh no, we're so close. I was like, Dad, we're so close.
It's like grabbing you.
Get
a hold of yourself, man.
And he beat it. He beat Majora. He beat Majora's Mask.
Oh, I thought you were doing it.
Yeah, we did it, but technically he did. He beat the final boss. But I was like, man, I look back on that fondly, even though he was a piece of shit for the most part. I still look back on those memories fondly because
I love this version.
Yeah,
of
I can't
Killer,
really think
of
of a lot of moments where I've gotten to see family members play the games that I play.
I mean, I kind of had that when my old man played Castlevania. Honestly, I could say that if he didn't play it, I probably wouldn't. If he didn't like introduce me to this series, I probably wouldn't have got into it as much as I am today. But I'm still not a fan of my old man, so. But I will say he did a few things right.
Because yeah, my dad introduced me through Lament of Innocence, and that was my introduction point. And then I remember I mentioned this in my my playthrough of Curse of Darkness. When I got to the death fight, my dad was in the room with me, and he was sitting on the couch. And when we got to the death fight, when the cutscene was over, and you finally see like the fight itself, like the stage that you're in, and you see how massive death is, and you're like literally walking on his cloak. My dad was sitting on the couch, and the only thing he did, he got up off the couch and he simply muttered, "You're so fucked," and just walked out of the room.
Wow. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for the.
And
also,
I died once. I died
this...
one time, and then I beat him afterward. But
I was gonna say I love that bridge sequence, and that's what inspired that little thing on my intro.
Yeah. I think the reason why
Yeah,
he said
here we
that,
go.
why, oh god, this part.
Yeah. I love the music, though.
I think the reason why he said I was so fucked when it came to the death fight was because I remember when I was watching him play Lament of Innocence as a kid, he struggled a lot on death. Like, he struggled a lot. Like, he was dying over and over
Well, yeah, because
and
it's the
over
final
again on
boss in that
death fight.
game.
Because, well, he wasn't, I think he wasn't, because I saw what he was doing.
Come on.
Because you know how death will launch those projectiles that you can't block? You have to perfect guard them?
Yeah, the Tempest
He kept getting hit by those, and that's because he kept getting farther away from death, and he only does that if you get too much distance from him. And he kept getting hit by those over and over and over again. So it's like the fight's not that bad as long as you just keep staying close to him. He doesn't fire those projectiles at you.
And you use that little trick to get infinite. Fuck me.
Oh,
to get infinite potions, then.
yeah.
I love that little trick.
I remember when I was watching my dad play it, because I didn't know anything about Castlevania at that point. I was watching him play, and he was whipping the candles, and I didn't understand why he was doing that. Like, he would just stop what he was doing and just go around whipping the candles to get hearts, and I didn't understand why he was doing it. And I was like, Dad, why are you doing that? Stop whipping the candles. And he's like, I have to, Darian, I have to. I was like, why?
I have to get hearts.
He's like, I need hearts. I was like,
But they don't heal you.
yeah, I was like, Dad, stop wasting time. I think, I'm glad I still remember the stuff that the memories that I have with that game, because I think the very first time I saw him play it, I was asking him what kind of game it was, and he was like, "Oh, it's a horror game, kind of. It's like it's got you fight ghosts and demons and monsters."
What?
Dude, what are these hitboxes?
Exactly. What the
You
hell?
touch the side of the spikes. What?
My tootsies hit it.
But he was like, "Oh, it's like a horror game. You fight ghosts and demons and monsters." And when he told me this,
Okay, I fucked that one up myself.
and when he told me that, he had just walked out of Ronaldo's cabin. And when you walk, here's the thing about the game, is that when you walk out of doorways in Lament of Innocence, there's always those protruding arrows that come out of the doors to tell you, like, oh, you came from this way, or you need to go this way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when I saw those, I jumped. I was like, Dad, there's a ghost there. I thought that the transparent arrows coming out of the door were ghosts. Because they were disappearing. They were like, they looked like they were ghosts to me. He's like, oh, those aren't ghosts, Darian. I was like, but they looked like it though.
How old
They were
were
coming
you?
out of the door. They were coming out of the door and they were disappearing. I thought they were ghosts.
How old were you?
I was like 7.
You were 7 playing Lament of Innocence?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude,
it's kinda...
actually, you know what? I remember when I took I was in 1st grade, and I took my copy of Castlevania 64 to show and tell.
Oh my gosh, how did that go?
Because I was so obsessed with it. I think I was so obsessed with it because Castlevania 64 was technically my first, like... Again, even though it's a T-rated game, I viewed it as, like, my first step into an adult world.
Adulthood.
Because that was, like, my first, like, true adult game that I played. The same thing with Lament of Innocence. That was like the true like first adult M-rated game that I played.
This game changed me.
I was like, oh man, I'm growing up. I'm playing the games that my dad's playing, and I felt good about it. I was like, man, I'm getting older.
I'm getting all the girls with this. It's like
yeah.
They're all like, yeah,
I'm a man
whatever.
now. I'm playing the games that my dad's playing.
I got hair on my chest. Granted, that game can give you a hair on your chest for different reasons. But I mean, I said before, I really don't,
Focus.
believe that, wow, yeah, there we go. I hate that part, I completely forgot about it. Okay.
Oh, we're getting toward the end. Here comes Slaughter and Gaivon.
Yes. And even though it's completely unnecessary, there are checkpoints to each of these bosses, which I appreciate.
Not that it's gonna matter, because you got 0 lives.
I know, that's why I said that there are checkpoints to each of them. Hate this one, though.
I don't really like this fight.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing.
It's
Imagine
kind of like arbitrary when he decides to turn around and hit you, and the range is like ridiculous.
You can imagine my reaction when I fought these guys in Dawn of Sorrow. I was like, Vietnam flashbacks.
Man, it's really weird for my case, because having no, like, because when I played Dawn of Sorrow, I had no connection with Super Castlevania 4.
Wait, hold up, sorry. Took me about 8 cycles to complete the game. Are you talking about Majora's Mask? My late dad enjoyed Zelda. I think he died before Wind Waker. Oh, that's sad. Big bro tried out Breath of the Wild, then watched me play Tears of the Kingdom. Dang. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about your father. But at least I got to experience Ocarina of Time, hopefully. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to come off as bad or anything. Okay, Darian, go ahead, continue.
But yeah, I was like, it must be weird because, like, for me, because I played Dawn of Sorrow before having any sort of attachment to Super Castlevania 4 or Symphony of the Night. So I had no idea of, like, the significance or reference of Slaughter and Gaibon. Because to me, they were just enemies. Because they're recurring enemies in those games, and they just show up toward the end of the game. I'm just like, oh, okay. These are just enemies. Well, they were in Curse of Darkness, too. They were in Curse of Darkness as well. They were just enemies. And that's all I ever saw them as. I just saw them as recurring enemies, not like, oh, these guys were bosses back in the day. These are from Super Castlevania 4, and these are from Symphony of the Night. These were bosses.
Yeah, they kicked our asses back then.
Recurring enemies.
It's sad because I actually do like Slaughter and Gaibon. I like their designs and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're cool.
And,
it's just that when you play against them in Dawn of Sorrow and like the other Metroidvanias, they're just reduced to being normal recurring enemies, and they kind of lose their punch.
Well, I mean, they're bosses against Symphony of the Night, but then, yeah, there's like, yeah, let's do this again, but this time you kick their ass. He makes a silly sound, too.
I also have to wonder if that's like
Or she.
Konami's like way of like kind of backhandedly saying,
me.
"Oh yeah, look at how much stronger this character is. Look how much stronger this generation is." Or like, look how much stronger this Belmont or this protagonist is compared to the previous protagonist, because these guys used to be bosses, but now these guys are just normal enemies and you're killing them in like 3 hits. Look how much stronger you are.
At least until death takes weapons away. And that's something that I didn't really agree with AVGN on either, with his whole comments with the Symphony of the Night, because how can you be upset when Alucard loses gear, but be okay when Samus loses her gear? I know the both play styles are different, and one is like a different gameplay style to the series that you grown to love, but I don't know.
Who is this from?
AVGN.
Oh.
And a few other people do that too.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I've never really been a fan of that trope. It's a cliche. They call it the ability loss cliche. It happens in Metroid. It happens in Castlevania. It happens in God of War.
In the hell, dude, I've never had this problem before. Not with this guy.
That fight sucks, man. I hate that fight. It happens in God of War, and I really don't like. I get why they do it. They do it because they want to give you a taste of how powerful you can become later in the game. But to me, all that feels like it just blue balls you, and it's like, well, you gave me like 10 minutes worth of fun, and now you're making me feel like I'm doing nothing to these enemies. Now I don't even really want to play now. Yeah, this fight sucks. This is why. I don't even know like what the method is for this fight, because by the time he jumps down, you don't really have a whole lot of room to move before he hits you again.
I guess you just gotta think ahead a little bit. Not fuck up like that.
I mean, now he doesn't have his spear, so he should be fine.
No, he has his
and then he does
nose.
that.
He has his bird nose. Or I don't know, I like to think Gaibon. Or not Gaibon, I like to think Sonic Hero. I do like the music though. It's very, very intimidating. Funny too, because I saw my old man play this game a lot, and he's managed to get through all of this without losing a life.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Come on, dude. No!
Dude, come on, man.
There we go.
There we go.
Take that, you whore. Your death's whore. Chicken. So nice for them to heal me up as I go to fight the other bosses.
Yeah.
This one isn't too bad. I like how Gaibon sounds in this game too.
Mr. fucking... Oh, ah!
Oh. Mr. Salsa Breath here.
Oh, now he was... Oh.
You know, we always made the joke that he ate chili peppers, that's why he's red.
Come on, man. Frankly, you just stay on that platform now.
Yeah, I can jump around. Now, the last one is a bit of a hit and miss for me. It's not the worst boss ever, but not exactly the easiest one either. I do like how he looks, though. I like the effect that they have going on.
He sucks you in.
HR, I need your help. It's probably gonna kill me. Yeah. This sickle is gonna go right up my ass the minute I turn around. So what, that was like 3 game overs now? I feel ashamed. I swear I'm good at Castlevania. Give me a hug. It's actually kind of cool because this was the game I played the most as a kid, and when I beat it, I got to see like all the enemies and stuff. So imagine going back to like an older game like Castlevania 3 and seeing basically all the games or all the enemies from before, but now in like a more retro look to them.
There we go.
Kind of had the same thing with ow, I just cut myself. Ow, I cut myself with my nail. Fucking hell. Hold on a minute. It was kind of the same thing with like the 3D games, so like how I saw like all the updated enemies. Ouch. My hands are so hot and sweaty, and I accidentally just sliced my pinky with my thumbnail. Yep, it's bleeding. Oh well.
It's weird, my hands never sweat when I play games. I never had that problem.
Is there anything you can't do? Next you're gonna tell me that you solved world hunger.
Yeah, there you go.
I love this. I love little secrets like that. You knew about the secret in the N64 games, right? Where you get items behind the tower.
Behind the tower.
In the castle keep, when you're going up, you can. There's like a. It's tough to do, but you can actually get around the tower, and there's like an invisible platforms that you can go on to like get goodies and stuff. I hope it's something that I know that you don't. For once, there's something that I know about Castlevania that you don't.
All right, time
for Purple Drac.
You want me to say it? You really want me to say it?
What?
Time for the time for the disappointing Dracula fight with one phase.
Shush. It gets epic later.
Only one phase.
I will say that him giving you chicken though, like that's a little too much. Because playing this back is a little easy. These fireheads always freak me out. Oh, you are too close, man. Ow. But I do love it when my crosses hit them. It is kind of cheap that this is basically like you do. You don't have to, but it's the way that my old man fought him, and I was like, I'm gonna copy that.
I think basically everybody fights him.
I'll fight him with a whip next time I play, which I'm sure I will play.
I think almost every playthrough I see of this, everyone does the same method. They just kind of spam crosses in the air. Which, I mean, that's probably the most efficient way to kill him, because doing it with just the whip is kind of impractical. Definitely takes longer that way. Especially since you only get such a short window to attack him.
Wow, I am just getting the shit zapped out of me. Come on, man, I can't lose to this.
Yeah, do the pause buffer method. There you go. And that's gonna do it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, he got the final say.
I didn't want to use pause buffer. I'm better than that.
Oh, come on.
I can beat him
Everybody
without
used
it.
the pause buffer back in the day. Did that for the final act of Sonic 1 during that Eggman fight.
Okay, well that's Sonic. I don't play Sonic games.
Uses pause buffer for these old ass games.
The only time I used pause buffer was that one mini game in Donkey Kong 64, and that was it.
It's not like you're save stating.
I mean, the game kind of stopped me from doing that earlier. Those stupid blocks. But yeah, those Mega Man blocks. I've never been able to get through that place. I mean, I have done it before as a kid, obviously, because we didn't have save states, but I don't know. They don't have a pattern or anything.
Castlevania, I feel like, is mean with purpose, but I feel like Mega Man is just mean to be mean.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Except for Legends, I freaking love that game. Well, mostly because it plays like a Zelda game.
I kind of like Battle Network more, also just because it's also a little bit more streamlined. It's more like a kind of like a tactical, kind of like turn-based RPG a little bit. It's not a BS platformer that just hates you.
I think that's why a lot of people didn't like Symphony of the Night, because it like changed a lot of stuff. It took out a lot of challenge. Can't really say I agree with that, but I was always confused, like, what happened to his face. Did I, like, whip it off? Did it just change? Like, what are we looking at? I don't care what you say, this is, like, one of the best things you can do for, like, a final boss. Just play the character's theme, or a remix of it.
I mean, even though he doesn't have a second phase, I do think that it's cool to have like that one moment where it's like, oh man, yeah, now the main character's theme's playing.
A third phase. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Kill that. Step on it.
I'm trying.
Step on him. Step on it. Step on it. It's a hand, man.
Oh.
Step on it. No. Don't ruin the best scene in the game by making this happen. No. Right, well, we did it.
Yes, we
That was
did.
Super Castlevania 4, the worst Castlevania game
I'm
of all
gonna
time.
freaking worse than Adventure. Also, he has thick thighs. I will just say that. Thick thighs save lives.
No, worst Castlevania game of all time is still Order of Shadows. And
come on, man, it
possibly
can't be
next to
that
Adventure.
bad.
It is.
Doesn't it play? Doesn't it play
bad.
like the Metroidvania? The Metroidvanias?
No, it does not.
It doesn't.
No, it is not. It is very cumbersome. It is very slow. It is ugly. It sounds terrible, and it plays like dog shit. It is bad. And I try to be lenient with every Castlevania game. I generally don't think there is a bad Castlevania game out there.
Castlevania Adventure.
But Order of Shadows, that's a bad game. That's a bad game.
I don't know. I kind of disagree on the music though, man. I really like Daring Assault and a few other songs.
Keep in mind, you're talking to someone that loves Simon's Quest, loves Judgment.
Yeah. Well, those actually play like games though.
Yeah.
I never could imagine playing a game on one of those old cellular devices, period. Unless it was something like Sudoku or chess, I can't imagine it. Hell, I think, or was that for smartphones? I can't remember, but there was like this one big game that they tried putting it on the cell phone. I wanna say it was like Resident Evil 4 or something, but I think that was a smartphone game.
Because I played that. I played the mobile version of Resident Evil 4.
How did that go?
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah.
And I freaking love the ending. I love how it takes it back everywhere. And the music.
I mean, I can say that I can admire the attempt, because for that time period when they tried to put Resident Evil 4 on mobile, I mean, it looked decent. I mean, it looked like PS2 graphics, but
Apparently they're gonna, I think it was like a tech demo or something, but they were gonna put Resident Evil 2 on the Game Boy Advance. I saw like a little bit of it. It actually didn't look that bad. It probably wouldn't have been as
it was
great.
on. I mean, I could see it because I think they put Resident Evil 2 on the Gamecom, and it looked comparable to that. So I think it could have worked.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah.
I'll give it to them that they made it from the ground up, but it did not look good. And I don't think anybody remembers it.
But yeah, no, if your intent was to get me to change my mind, no, it's still the same. It's still one of my least favorite Castlevanias. I'm not saying it's bad, because again, I need to hammer this home. It's just a least favorite. I think it's just, in comparison to the rest of the Castlevania games, which are fantastic games, this just happens to be my least favorite. This game has its moments, like, the latter half of the game is great. Like, right there, that boss, that's a cool boss. That whole stage is pretty cool. And it is challenging. But for a good chunk of the game, I really could not care less, because it is just boring. It's a slog. I get checked out after the first couple stages. It's just difficult for me to get through without being checked out. And I'm just like, man, I just want to play something else. Let me play Bloodlines instead.
Oh my gosh, dude. Well, I mean, we have time, so I'll check that game out too, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I gotta be heading off.
Oh. Well then.
I mean, we can do Bloodlines another date, but
tomorrow then?
tomorrow. I mean, yeah, I guess we could do that.
Okay, so then you, comparing this to Dracula X, you really would play that one over this one.
Yep, because at least it plays like a traditional Castlevania. It has better sound design. It has it's got better mechanics.
Oof.
I'm not a fan of the lack of invincibility frames, because you get comboed like crazy in that game.
Ooh.
But I do think it's better than this.
Ooh. 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 Boy.
I know that's quite the take, but
if I have to go through that game again, I'm, in the words of AVGN, I will staple my ball sack to the ceiling. That game is fucking BS. It doesn't help that it's a watered down. It doesn't help that it's a watered down version of Rondo Blood, but it plays horribly, dude. And I've even compared like the controls.
It is a little bit. It's a little cumbersome.
It's very cumbersome,
though, because it offers the challenge that I crave.
I even wow, didn't crash that time. I even had both the games open. Okay, good. I even had both the games open at the same time. I compared like the movements and everything. And Rondo of Blood was so much quicker. It was so much snappier.
Yeah, it's because it was run on the turbo graphics.
I get that, but Simon here felt much better to play as than Richter did. That's the thing.
Well,
I know I'm not talking about being able to, like,
all this freedom of control. You get 8 directions to whip in. You get all this.
Not
other shit
just that, and not just like being able to control your movement like that. He feels a lot faster than the Richter and Dracula X.
Yeah.
Or at least to me it does. I'll do another comparison, but I just feel like this is a lot quicker than how it was. I don't know. And Speedo Dracula, okay? I'm gonna bring that up.
I was gonna talk about that next, yeah.
Yeah, Speedo Dracula. Not a good time.
That's I'm gonna say this too. That's another thing that I think was a bit overplayed. because I was scared of that when I was doing my first playthrough of Dracula X. I was afraid of that fight because I saw the videos of it. I saw the review of it.
You
from
saw how hot
AVGN.
he was?
I know I saw the stage and I saw how ridiculously stupid that it was. Because I'm like, why would you have a Dracula fight with bottomless pits everywhere?
Exactly.
Why does that sound like a good idea to anybody? But in practice, when you actually play it, it's not that terrible. If you can get on a sweet spot and just find the right pillar to stand on and just wait for him to teleport to certain spots, you can get a groove going and then you could beat him pretty easily.
A sweet spot that's not Dracula's crotch.
And actually, you know, it's funny that you say that because I think playing it in HD, this might be another one of those cases where it's a misinterpreted sprite.
You can actually see his bulge.
I don't. Yeah, it's just a bulge. It's just it's a it's a backlit bulge with red lighting on it. It's not a speedo. It's just his bulge with red light. It's weird, but yeah, I don't think it's actually a speedo. It looks like one if you're playing on a CRT, but yeah.
I know, it's... I don't know, I can't really see myself returning that. Would I play it over Adventure? Maybe? Because anything is more playable than Adventure. Adventure's just like on the very bottom of the list.
It's just I feel like I'm not explaining myself well enough with this. With this game, I feel like my main solid opinion is this. The one thing you can take away is this. It's a fine game. Good game even.
Damn fine game.
It's the fact that the first half is so boring that I have no desire to continue playing. That's it. That's all it is. I do think that, yeah, I also think that the whole, as a whole, though, I do disagree that I've never agreed with the whole idea of giving Simon Belmont 8 directions to whip, and I still disagree with that. That's something I'm standing on. I don't like the enemy palettes. The whole, every enemy has to be beige and cream colored. Don't like that.
He's
sound
not
design's
beige.
a little iffy for me.
I'm
not talking about the music, I'm just talking about the sound effects and such. It's little stuff, but all those little things added together makes it to where I just can't really put it above any of the other games.
Well, keep in mind this was also, like, at the time, I don't think... But they still had, like, limited colors, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, they had limited colors, but, I mean... I get that they had stuff to work with, and they probably had to work around limitations.
They wanted to make it much darker. I get that.
Yeah, and I get that. I know what they're trying to go for, but that's not what I want to see. That's subjective. It's all subjective, and that's personally just not my thing, and I'm just not vibing with it. You know, and that's why I say I prefer Bloodlines, because it just pops more, the backgrounds pop more, the colors pop better. The enemies look better, the sound design's better, music's better. It's just overall better, in my opinion.
Well, then maybe when I play that, maybe I'll find something I didn't see before. But again, I'm just... The challenge was high, and again, the whole having to play on extreme mode, which I'll probably have to do. I'll probably have to do if I want the satisfaction of the full ending. Which isn't even that satisfying anyway last time I played. I'll probably have to play as Eric though, because I don't think I finished the game on stream as Eric. It was only Morris.
Yeah. I will say that there's one aspect about Bloodlines that I didn't like, and I remember my first time playing it, I was stumped because I didn't know what to do. There's a point when you're playing as John Morris that you need to jump across this very wide gap, and it's not clear what you're supposed to do. What you need to do, you need to swing across the gap with your whip with the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that because unlike this game, there's no like hooks. There's no like rings or hooks to grab onto. You just have to throw your whip up to the ceiling and just swing.
Exactly.
Just unceremoniously just do it.
I didn't know about that either.
Yeah. I didn't know about that for a long time until I was like, oh, you're just supposed to do it. You're just supposed to swing your whip into the ceiling and it just swings for you automatically. I'm like, okay. I didn't know that.
Even
There wasn't
then,
really they didn't really do a good job of conveying that.
Even then, it wasn't really that good as Force did it.
Well, yeah, because it's not even really a prevalent game mechanic. It only happens like 1 or 2 times in the whole game. There's not really that many times in the whole game where you can even do it. They don't even utilize the mechanic that much.
Well, the booklet probably said something.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it did. But who reads manuals anymore? Games don't have manuals these days. You're lucky if you even get a piece of paper in your game case.
Or you usually do. It's just an ad. It's like, hey, you like that game? Pick up this game that probably also doesn't have any instructions. Oh, come on, get killed by a hit. Horse head. But, yeah, I really miss that. I miss all the colorful booklets. Sometimes I like to go online and look up scans for, like, all the booklets for like the Castlevania games, including the N64 ones, and just go down memory lane. I've already said this to my friend before, and it still goes standing. I am so upset that all of the DS Castlevania game booklets are all gray and lifeless over here, but over in Europe and Japan, they're all colorful and have nice art.
Ah, man. Yeah, that's usually the signifier. It's like, oh man, this must be a really good quality game if it's got the colored manuals.
I can't even remember if Argue of Sorrow had like a colorful booklet or not, if it had like all the character portraits in it by Yami Kojima. But yeah, I thought that was only something they did with like the PlayStation booklets, because I remember almost all of the games that we had from PlayStation were all colorless. But no, I guess they kept doing that. And for Nintendo, no less. And it's like,
like, you know what? I don't even think I've ever seen a Game Boy cartridge or a Game Boy Advance game. I don't think I've ever seen a Game Boy Advance box or even a manual in the wild before.
Oh, I have.
During my time, I've never seen one because everyone just has the cartridges. They have the cartridge and it's just laying around. I don't think I've ever seen anyone with a box or a manual ever.
You've never seen
I know,
a
like,
cartridge?
I know they exist. Like, obviously you can buy them online, but they're hella expensive. But, like, in terms of, like, family and friends, it's always just, oh yeah, they had the cartridge just laying around.
Oh. No, the boxes are pretty cool. So are the booklets. Like, the first one that I had was A Link to the Past, and it was, like, jam-packed with, like, a whole bunch of art and stuff, and a lot of the art that it did have, they kind of refined it from the original Super Nintendo Link to the Past. Like, Link actually has a normal nose.
Because, yeah, I think with the Game Boy Advance, I think the only games I had were Link's Awakening DX, Pokemon game, that Mario Game & Watch collection. But again, all those were just cartridges. We didn't have any of the boxes. And it's funny because when I should probably mention this. When I started doing my Castlevania collection, like when I started building up my shrine, so to speak, to start getting the physical games, there were a couple games I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get reproduction carts just to have something on my shelf.
Oh, jeez.
So I got reproduction carts of the Game Boy games. And unfortunately, with these reproduction carts, you have to put them together yourself.
What?
And because I've never seen these carts in real life before, these boxes, I don't know how they're supposed to look. I don't know what the insides are supposed like. They give you the trays and everything. I don't even know what the trays look like or how I'm supposed to fold these because I'm like, what? I don't even know what this is alien to me.
It didn't even like come with a guide or anything?
No, it didn't. They
Wow.
just give you the box. They give you the cardboard, and you have to fold it yourself. I mean, I folded the boxes, but when it comes to the trays, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave the trays alone because those look like a clusterfuck.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night here, and I really hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed. If you guys like what you saw, then please take a nice big bite out of that follow button. And until next time, you guys have a wonderful night. Sleep tight, and don't let the vampires bite. Or in this case, don't let Dracula bite because he's like the only vampire in here. And I know I've brought that argument up plenty of times. Good night, guys. Oh yeah, and go give Darian a bite too over on YouTube.
Yeah, bite me because of my opinions on this game.